If you are a Costco regular, you know the specific feeling of warehouse anxiety. And then you see it, the asterisk. In the world of retail, we call it the star of death. But as we head into the second quarter of 2026, that little star is appearing more frequently than ever before. We are not just looking at the usual seasonal rotation that happens every year. We are witnessing a fundamental shift in how Costco manages its inventory in a post-inflationary world. If you think your favorite bulk snacks are safe just because they are popular, you are mistaken. In 2026, Costco is playing a high-stakes game of product musical chairs, and the music is about to stop for 12 iconic items. Why is this happening now? Because 2026 is the year of what economists are calling the triple threat. We are dealing with the smallest United States cattle herd in over 70 years. Second, a global cocoa shortage has sent chocolate futures into the stratosphere, making bulk chocolate a luxury item. And third, the big one, new 20 to 25% import tariffs have forced Costco to reevaluate every single stock-keeping unit on their floor. Costco's business model is not built on variety. It is built on velocity. They only carry about 4,000 items compared to a typical supermarket tests 30,000. Every square inch of that concrete floor is the most expensive real estate in the retail world. If an item is not pulling its weight, or if its profit margin is being eaten alive by 26's economic volatility, it is gone. We are doing a deep dive into the 12 food items that are vanishing from Costco shelves in the coming months. We will look at the star of death items, the victims of the global commodity crisis, and the secret Kirkland shuffle that is replacing name brands with localized alternatives. I always say that at Costco, price stability is a promise, but product availability is a privilege. Let us get into the list. When the calendar flips, the warehouse flips. But in 2026, the transition from winter comfort to spring vitality is happening faster than we have ever seen. Costco is obsessed with a concept called negative cash flow. This sounds bad, but it is actually their secret weapon. They sell their inventory to you before they even have to pay their suppliers. To keep this engine running, they cannot, under any circumstances, allow seasonal hangover items to take up space. First on our disappearing list is a fan favorite, the Kirkland Signature Peppermint Bar. If you see this in your warehouse today, buy 3, because by the end of the month, it will be a ghost. In 2026, Costco has tightened the January on February clip. In previous years, you might find leftover holiday bark lingering with a 97-cent clearance price well into February. Not this year. Because of the 2026 Costco crisis, the production window for this item was shortened to the narrowest margin in history. Costco is no longer over-ordering holiday treats to wait and see. They are ordering to sell out and clear out immediately. Next up are those massive 40-for-count holiday cookie trays. You know, the ones, the tins filled with fudge dips and Eisen star-shaped shortbread. These are being phased out in the coming weeks to make room for the spring variety packs. Why the change? It comes down to preservative profiles. The holiday ins are designed for indoor shelf life with richer fats and chocolates that thrive in cooler temperatures. As we transition to spring, Costco pivots to lighter fruit-based profiles that satisfy the new year fitness and health trends. If you are looking for that heavy, buttery shortbread fix, your window is closing. The warehouse is currently reallocating that bakery floor space to high-protein muffins and gluten-free alternatives that dominate the second quarter fitness rush. This brings us to a controversial one, the Kirkland Triple Chocolate Loaf. This bakery legend is one of the most successful limited-time rotations, but our sources indicated it is being shelved for the foreseeable future to make way for the return of the lemon coffee-save loaf and a new raspberry cream Danish. The logic here is bakery rationalization. In 2026, with labor costs rising, Costco is streamlining its bakery ingredients. The triple chocolate loaf requires 3 different types of processed chocolate chips and a specific cocoa-heavy batter. By rotating this out for fruit-based pastries, Costco can utilize more localized fruit suppliers, avoiding the logistical nightmare of the 2026 cocoa supply chain. Shelf space is more valuable than the product sitting on it. If it does not move in a week, it does not belong in the warehouse. Their strategy is simple. They would rather have an empty shelf for 6 hours while they prep for a new product than have a slow-moving holiday item sitting there for 6 days. Now we are moving from the planned disappearances to the forced ones. This is where it gets serious. These are items that Costco wants to sell, but the 2026 global economy is making it impossible to sell them at the Costco price. If you are a baker, listen closely. We are currently living through the 26 cocoa crisis. In late 2012 and early 26, West African cocoa yields, specifically in Ivory Coast and Ghana, hit a 30-year low due to extreme weather patterns and aging tree stalks. On the Intercontinental Exchange, cocoa futures have tripled. Costco's whole identity is value. They have a price ceiling policy. If they cannot sell you a 4.5-pound bag for under a certain psychological price point, usually around $12 to $15, they often choose to delist the item entirely rather than pass a 40% price fight onto the member. They do not want you to associate the Kirkland brand with being expensive. So instead of a $25 bag of chocolate chips, you are likely to see this item vanish, replaced by smaller name brand bags where the manufacturer takes the heat for the price increase, not Costco. IM5 is perhaps the most significant loss for the 2026 barbecue season. The premium Kirkland sirloin and loin frozen beef patties are being phased out and replaced by ground beef blends or poultry alternatives. Here is the data. The USDA's 2026 livestock outlook confirms we are seeing the smallest United States cattle herd since the 1950s. Ranchers have been culling herds for years due to drought and high feed costs. The price of primal cuts, which include the sirloin used in these patties, has reached a level where the bulk discount model no longer works. Costco is a master of the perceived value anchor. If they cannot sell you a premium beef patty for a price that makes you feel like you are winning, they will pull it. Expect to see a surge in blended patties where beef is mixed with mushrooms or plant-based fillers, or a heavier push toward their frozen Kirkland chicken burgers, which have a much more stable supply chain in 2026. Lastly, for this section, we have to talk about the 12-pack of liquid egg whites and the full liquid eggs, specifically the budget tier versions. The year 2026 marks the final phase of Costco's 100% cage-free commitment. While this is great for animal welfare, it means the budget liquid cotton is officially a thing of the past. For years, Costco has carried a dual inventory, including a premium organic cage-free version and a standard version for the price-conscious member. In the coming months, that standard version is disappearing because of new state-level regulations on Costco's internal environmental and social goals. They are consolidating their liquid egg items. This means the lowest price point for liquid eggs about to jump by roughly 15 to 20%. For the member, the item as you know it, the budget carton, is disappearing, replaced by a single higher standard and higher priced Kirkland organic option. Costco does not just sell food. They sell price stability. When stability becomes impossible, the product becomes invisible. They would rather you be disappointed that an item is out of stock than be angry that the price doubled. This preserves the trust in the Kirkland brand, even if it means your freezer stays empty for a few weeks. If you want to understand why your favorite items are disappearing in 2026, you have to understand the secret math of Costco. Most retailers like Walmart or Target mark up their products by 30, 40, or even 50%. Costco has a hard cap. They never mark up a brand name product by more than 14%. And a Kirkland signature item by more than 15%. In 2026, as inflation and new import tariffs squeeze global margins, that 15% cap has become a battlefield. This is where the Kirkland shuffle happens. Costco is aggressively retiring name brands and even older versions of Kirkland products to make way for a new onshore supply chain. Many of you have noticed the shelves with the 2-pack of Kirkland organic peanut butter usually sits are empty. This is not just a stock out. It is a strategic pivot. For years, Costco sorts a significant portion of its organic peanut supply from international vendors, including those in Mexico, However, with the 2026 Trade Adjustment Act and the implementation of 20% to 25% tariffs on certain agricultural imports, the math no longer works for the 15% rule. Costco is currently disappearing the old version of this product to move production entirely to United States-based organic farms in Georgia and Texas. This transition takes months because organic certification for new soil is not instant. They would rather have an empty shelf for 3 months than sell you a jar of peanut butter that costs $2 more than it did last year. They are waiting for the domestic supply to catch up. The next victim is the iconic 18-pack of Kraft of cock and cheese. This is a classic example of the name brand squeeze. In the coming months, you will see this vanish from the center aisle pallets. Why? Because in 2026, Kraft Fines attempted to push through a cost of goods sold increase to account for rise in aluminum and plastic packaging costs. Costco's response was simple: no. When a name brand refuses to fit within Costco's margin structure, Costco simply hands that shelf space to Kirkland Signature. Watch for a new Kirkland Signature clean label mac and cheese to take its place. It will have no artificial dyes. It will be $3 cheaper, and it will effectively end the reign of Kraft and the warehouse. We are seeing the death of the raisin. The cinnamon raisin bagel is being phased out across both American warehouses. This is a move toward ingredient efficiency. The cost of importing sun-dried raisins has spiked due to logistical disruptions in global shipping lanes. By replacing the cinnamon raisin bagel with the French toast bagel, which uses maple-flavored swirls instead of dried fruit, Costco reduces its ingredient complexity. Every unique ingredient in the bakery, like a raisin, requires its own supply chain, its own storage bin, and its own quality control. In the 2026 lean warehouse model, if an ingredient is not used in at least 3 different products, it is on the chopping block. The dairy-free aisle is also undergoing a radical transformation. The blue and white cartons of Kirkland soy milk are being delisted. The data is clear. The year 2026 is the year of oat dominance. Soy milk sales have plummeted by over 20% as consumers pivot toward more resource-efficient plant milks. More importantly, the shelf space is being reclaimed for Kirkland Signature Pistachio Milk, which is a fine-margin newcomer that fits the treasure hunt vibe. In the battle between a famous logo and a lower price, the logo loses every time at Costco. If a brand cannot survive on a 14% margin, it does not have a future in the warehouse. As we move into the second half of 2026, Costco is focusing on one metric above all others, and that is transaction speed. They want you to find a treasure and they want you out. To achieve this, they are killing off niche items that slow down the logistics of the warehouse. During the home baking boom, specialty items like King Arthur's Zero Peats of flour were staples. But in the 2026 efficiency era, they are being purged. Costco's new artificial intelligence-driven inventory system has identified that super specialty items like Spiro protein peats of flour have a low basket attachment rate. This means people who come for the pizza flour usually only buy the flour. Costco wants high attachment items, the things that lead you to buy a rotisserie chicken and a 75-inch television. By removing niche flours and consolidating back to a single massive bag of Kirkland all-purpose flour, they simplify the stand-and-go process and reduce the time spent by employees restocking specialty bins. This next one is a shocker for many, but the traditional 36-pack or 48-pack configurations of name brand sodas like Diet Pepsi and Coke are being rationalized. As Costco moves 2026 net zero packaging goal, they are moving away from heavy plastic wrapped slabs of soda. You will see these disappearing, replaced by mini can variety packs of more sustainable cardboard and case 24 packs. But there is a deeper reason involving membership verification. Costco has noticed that bulk soda is a primary driver for non-members trying to use shared cards or guest passes to stock up for small businesses. By changing the configurations and moving some of these to the business centers only, they are forcing high-volume buyers to upgrade to executive memberships or shop at the dedicated business locations. The treasure hunt is a psychological trap. You buy the peanut butter because you are afraid it will not be there next Tuesday, and often you are right. We have looked at the 12 items leaving us in 2026. We have talked about cocoa shortages, cattle herds, 25% tariffs, and the Kirkland shuffle. It is easy to look at this list and feel a sense of loss. We get attached to our routines. We find comfort in the products that fill our pantries and feed our families. But here is the insight I want to leave you with: the realization that makes Costco more than just a store. Costco is a living, breathing mirror of our global reality. When an item disappears from these shelves, it is not because Costco is failing. It is because the world is changing. The star of death is not a sign of an ending. It is a sign of adaptation. If the Kirkland chocolate chips vanish, a warehouse is refusing to let a global crisis break your budget. If the beef patties change, it is because the warehouse is reacting to the health of our planet. Test livestock in the reality of modern ranching. The beauty of the treasure hunt is not the items you find. It is the fact that behind never stays the same. Costco forces us to be flexible. It forces us to try the new pistachio milk, to discover a new favorite pastry, and to trust that even in a world of tariffs and supply chain chaos, there is a group of people fighting to keep your hot dog at $1.50 and your membership valuable. Here is your pro tip for navigating the warehouse for the rest of 2026. First, check the date. Look at the bottom right of the price tag. If you see a date that is more than 3 months sold on a staple item, it is likely about to be shuffled. Second, remember the 97 rule. If you see an IMU of ending in 97 cents, it is already gone. That is the manager's markdown of mercy. Buy it all now because it will not be replenished. Third, use the business center backdoor. If your favorite item vanishes from the main warehouse, check the Costco Business Center if you have one nearby. They often carry the retired items for 6 months longer than the residential warehouses because their clientele has different buying cycles. As we walk through those sliding glass doors, we are not just consumers. We are members of a community that values efficiencies and quality and the sheer joy of discovery. The things we lose this month are just clearing the path for the treasures of tomorrow. Change is the only thing that is always in stock. Buy it today or tell a story about it tomorrow. I want you to pay close attention the next time you see the asterisk. Do not just see a discontinued product. See a company that is making the hard choices so you do not have to. They are pruning the garden to make sure the warehouse survives another 70 years. The commitment to value and the shared understanding that sometimes we have to let go of the old to make room for something better. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next aisle.